What's up, Guardians? Green here bringing a Destiny 2 video. Today we'll be going over the T.W.A.B for 11 and 11/21. But without further ado, this is from Cosmo Bungie. This week at Bungie, we've got guns over here. We have a lot to cover this week, so I'm going to keep this in short intro, so let's get into it. A long list of weapon changes, a new fashion magazine cover, more Bungie bounties, and a partridge in a pear tree. Actually, scratch that last one. It's only November. Be true. Everyone at Bungie, both trans developers and allies alike, stand in support of our transgender and gender non-comforting community. We join the call to end anti-trans violence and discrimination. The big stars burn brighter because of your courage, unwavering strength, and pursuit of truth. Ahead of Transgender Awareness Week, which celebrates the lives of transgender and gender non-confronting community from November 13th through November 19th, we are proud to announce the Trans Pride Emblem, Be True. Your light inspires, helping guide us all on a path to a better future. May it only shine brighter as Transgender Awareness Week leads into Transgender Day of Remembrance on 20th, a day to memorialize lives lost to transphobic hate and violence. We also recognize the hardships this community faces. We invite anyone and everyone to join us in this remembrance by donning this new emblem. Unlock it using the code down below. During the month of November, all profits from the sales of Bungie's Pride Pin will benefit Trans Lifeline in support of their efforts to provide peer support to trans people in crisis through respectful, anonymous, and confidential communication and resources. Okay. Back to Trials Lab. This week we're revisiting Trials Labs with Capture the Zone. Quick reminder, Capture Zone is still elimination with the following changes. 30 seconds after the round starts, a Capture Zone is enabled. Players can capture the zone to win the round, or just eliminate the other team like normal. The Capture Zone has a waypoint from round start, including a countdown timer, so everyone will know where it will be before you are able to capture it. The Capture Zone starts in the middle of the map in the first round, and then changes location each round. That's good. So it's not static. It's not a losing team gets the advantage flag or vice versa. We took the feedback from previous Capture Zone Lab and made the following changes. We are using a stronger or better Trials map, Endless Fail. So scout rifles, pulse rifles, very good. Rather than rotating through points that give the team a significant location advantage, we are rotating through 3 neutral zones, one at temple, one at mid, and one at shrine. No players get super energy when capturing a zone, either before or after the round ends. As mentioned last week, card-based matchmaking is on all weekend, with the flawless pool turning on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. So it's back to normal. There's flawless pools back, which is great. It's not win-based. Win-based was it was a flop. Going forward, we're looking to add end match rewards prior to getting a 7-win card, making it more worthwhile to play in the flawless pool, and for increasing reputation gain, especially in the later ranks. We are still firming up plans, so expect more information on rewards in December. Pew pew. Our 30th anniversary is coming up and quick, and the new dungeon and cool rewards aren't the only thing that we are adding to the game. We are also making a hefty toon pass to weapons and perks. We still got a little bit of time before these changes go live on December 7th, but in the spirit of transparency, let's get into it early. Please welcome to the stage Design Lead Chris Proctor. So we're just gonna go into the meat and potatoes here. Archetypes. Shotguns in Season 11, we wanted to see if slug shotguns were still viable in PvE with high enough reward or risk of being close, and the time it takes to aim at the head. Good news, they're viable. However, they are currently outclasses pellet shotguns and many other special ammo options. Not to mention being a part of a dominant boss melt tactic, Anarchy Double Shotty. We would like to equalize this a bit, so they still don't like that combo. However, since pellet shotguns are easier to use than slug shotguns, they don't need as a large bump. Reduce slug PvE damage from 30% to 20%, and gave pellet shotguns a 10% PvE damage bonus. That's pretty cool. Maybe trench barrel with the Untitled shotgun. What else? What's that rapid fire shotgun? The Fourth Horseman. Maybe that will be a pretty good melt. Linear fusion rifles in Season 14. We bumped these changes, but believe that while their potential damage output competes numerically, and they've added, they're extra hot right now because of the particle deconstruction artifact mod. They can't compete with the ease of use of other weapons like rockets, swords. Last time they got a precision buff. This time they're getting a flat damage buff overall. So body shots and headshots are increased by 10% in PvE for all adds. Very good. Caster swords. We shipped this with a heavy attack ammo cost to offset a great melee weapon that also has good range. But now we believe it's safe to reduce the ammo cost. Reduce heavy attack ammo cost from 8 to 5. I'm not sure if Black Talon will be affected because Black Talon, as of right now, it costs 3 to expend half of it and 3 to expend the rest of the half. So I don't see them changing that. But very good for Soulless Scar. You'll see later on Soulless Scar is gonna be a top contender for the best legendary solar sword, or just legendary sword in general. Bows in Season 11, we bumped the bow damage from 10% versus rank and file enemies. Having seen this in game for a few seasons, it's safe to nudge them a bit up. Very good, really good. Increased damage versus rank and file enemies by 10%. So if you have like a Dragon Shadow Wolf Tone draw, a Dragonfly, getting that one-shot headshot is going to be a lot easier. So maybe you guys might want to grind for one of those rolls before not that it's going away. It has a year's lifespan this season, but people tend not to farm previous season weapons very often, so maybe get one in the meantime. Sidearms and fusion rifles. Due to an ancient data entry error, sidearms and fusion rifles projectiles were non-hit scan. Behind the scenes, the engine does math converting a projectile from non-hit scan to hit scan if it would cover a specific distance in one frame. So this would only occur running at 60 FPS or higher. Shout out to a specific community that provides us with this evidence on this issue. You know who you are. Increase sidearm and fusion rifle projectile speed from 999 to 9999, which makes them hit scan regardless of frame. Very good. Wonder what Devil's Ruin was like during that. Exotics, Vex Mythoclass. Yeah, we overbuffed this. And while we kept it in check by peak shot potential of hand cannons, etc., it's definitely melting faces. In playtest, we feel like it's strong enough to be desirable without feeling free. Reduce the aim assist stat by 25, that's huge. PC players are still gonna they're still probably gonna feel the same. It's more for console nerf. Reduces the flinch in linear fusion rifle mode from 1.1 to 1.05. So very good change there. I have a Desperado messenger with high cal, and sometimes they still win the gunfight even when I get the first shot off, so that's a very good change. Fighting Lion, this wasn't a specific problem, but given increased frustration with breach grenades and Crucible, it seems like a misstep to say we hear you. And here's an infinite ammo version of the thing that you're frustrated about in the same patch. It should be clear to everyone that a full nerf is almost needed, so we're adjusting it. Note that this is not a full rollback, but this is still a difference between almost infinite ammo and actually infinite ammo, and how the weapons are used. In the playtest, where we have tried to abuse infinite ammo, it was extraordinarily oppressive. Much more so than we expected given that it had tons of ammo previously. Remove the multi-hit requirement. Dealing damage, any damage, will grant the buff. Increase the buff to reload from 50 to 70, very good. Reload will still be stowed if you miss, but if you land any damage, Fighting Lion will reload faster than it did before the nerf. Increase the buff duration to 7 seconds. I'm not sure what the duration was before, but nonetheless, very good buff. Herbalist, we've always wanted this to be a utility in high difficulty activities, PvE, but the lack of champion mods prevented that. Now it's all about shield breaking already, so we're fixing that. Now intrinsically has anti-barrier. Herbalist is going to be insane. Herbalist, insane weapon, because it literally procs its own disruption break on anti-barrier. I would not sleep on that weapon. But going to Sleeper Simulant. The delta between Sleeper and Legendary Fusion Rifles wasn't large enough to make this a compelling option. So while it benefits from 10% buff stated above, really this time we've given it additional love. Increase its magazine size from 3 to 4, increase its PvE damage by 16, total of 16 from the linear fusion rifle buff. So it's getting a 16% damage buff. That's really good. Really good. Suros Regime dual mode receiver has always made Suros worse as a 360 RPM auto rifle, but this fix will straighten that up. Dual mode receiver now grants an additional 30 range and 3 zoom. The 3 zoom is huge. The 30 range is nice. It's like a rangefinder or like an iron reach buff. But the zoom is huge as well. So might be able to use Suros as like pulse rifle, like high impact pulse rifle ranges after this change. Cryosthesia 7K, given the state of stasis in PvP in Season 14, we didn't want to make this too strong. But now it's the right time to where they are removing the variable trigger completely, to where the gun now fires on trigger press instead of release. This will now make it feel more responsive, so you just have to tap the trigger now. You don't have to hold and let go. Charge shot moved to special reload. Getting a final blow with the siren enables access to the special reload. After you get a kill, you have access to the freezing shot. Once the charge shot is fired, the weapon reverts back to standard sidearm mode. Does not cost your entire mag, so that is very good as well, to where you can keep shooting them after you use your charge shot. Charge shot now causes AoE, which freezes AIs and slows players. Very good. Leviathan's Breath, this bow is underused, so we want to give it a bump, while also making its catalyst more interesting, except the type of catalyst tweak to become more common moving forward. So they're going to focus on exotics that have useless catalysts. Minor multi-duel. Whisper of the Worm. The original DPS King has fallen out of favor, with the delay before the damage drop-off kicking in and making the weapon less usable. In short damage phases, the optimal sustained damage requiring all crits, but not sufficiently rewarding precision. So what they did is reduce the delay between proccing box breathing, or whispered breathing, which is Whisper of the Worm's special perk. White Nail Magazine refill changed. was 3 from inventory, but now pulls from 2 from the inventory and 1 from thin air. So it's like half a triple tap, half or 4 times a charm, if that makes sense, which is really cool. Increases the damage in PvE by 10%. I may consider using it now. You'll see. Darcy, this damage has fallen behind comparing it to the other ones. It's dependent on critical hits. So they're going to increase its utility. Reduce flinch recoil accuracy degrading by 50% while personal assistant is active. Personal assistant will remain after deactivating for 1 second, and they increase the damage by 20%. Malfeasance, they increase the explosion by 50%. If you want to use that with the new Lucky Pants, that's not a bad option for Add Clear as well. Dead Man's Tale. We've seen the Scout Rifle usage drop dramatically on console since its recent nerf, so we spent some time in tuning in a way that benefits controller much more than mouse and keyboard. Good. So they don't want to nerf the Catalyst either with the hipfire. They don't want to change that at all, which I think is good. So what they did is increase the reticle friction, fall off distance, no effect on M and K, less recoil, which is great as well, and improves the accuracy. So just all around a buff for console, very good. Air Pairing Catalyst, this was the data air in Air Pairing's Catalyst, resulting in it granting too much damage resist against players. This has now been corrected, no effect in PvE. Reduce damage resistance against players from 75 to 25. So use your main ingredient and destroy Air Pairing users. Lorenz no longer gives ability energy generation when you pick up the telemetries. Traveler's Chosen. Similar to Lorenz, they wanted to adjust this in PvP and not make it as noticeable in PvE. Now grants 10% of energy per stack, making it more balanced throughout your stacks, and reduce the stacks you gain from Guardians from 3 to 2. So it's kind of a nerf in PvP, but it's a decent change. Adrenaline Junkie, now these are the big ones. Eliminations with this damage can add a single damage stack or extending the existing ones. So maybe like burning incendiary grenades that burns them over time. That might be really good. Grenade eliminations boost the stack. So when you get a kill, it goes all the way to 5. So I think a swashbuckler when you get a melee kill. Lower the duration to compensate for weapon activation. Very good. Yeah, really good. I might do like a grenade build with... I have a Jurassic Green with Adrenaline Junkie. We'll see how it is. Vorpal Weapon, a perk that grants 15% bonus damage to all targets. I'm going to use my heavy weapon on. This was a non-choice and sucked the air out of the room for other damaging perks. At the same time, it was failing its original role, giving the players a reason to run a primary against tough targets. So Vorpal was 50% on all weapons. Now it's 10% on heavy weapons, 15% on specials, and 20% on primaries. No change to damage versus players and supers in PvP. So firing line just got even better. Yeah, the heavy weapon one's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt Solar Scar a little. I have a Solar Scar with Vorpal weapon, so that might hurt it a bit. But this upcoming change with Whirlwind Blade, where they increase the stacks from 5 to 10, it makes you be in combat for longer, which is bad with the sword because you're gonna get stomped, you're gonna get destroyed. So Whirlwind Blade, Falling Guillotine, RIP. Caster Frame Swords are still in a good spot. Pulse Monitor, you change the threshold from 90% health to 30% shield, so it's much easier to proc it now. I'm not sure that people will keep using it. quick access sling. They are changing it fundamentally to where you can use it without needing to completely emptying your magazine. So like you can use an auto rifle and use like 2 bullets and then switch to another weapon and still gain its value. So it's a nerf to fast swapping like Ariana's with a bow with anything with quick access, but it's a buff to the weapons that don't expend all their ammo. So like a hand cannon or something, you can shoot a hand cannon shot and then switch a little faster is what this change is. Full auto retrofit. So they're making a mod here for full auto that enables full auto once the trigger's held, usable on legendary hand cannons. This is huge. So like Palindrome, a Dire Promise, 180 hand cannons, making them easier to... The thing about full auto is that on 180, since they have really good stability already, it makes you even more stable because you don't have to keep pressing the trigger. Sidearms, amazing. I wonder what they're going to change full auto sidearm perks on. Like some sidearms already have full auto as a perk 1 column. Like my Lonesome has full auto kill clip. I wonder what they're going to change. Scout rifles are very good too. Wonder what they're going to do with the rapid fire frames. I'm pretty sure they're not going to do anything. But pulse rifles are huge. I use pulse rifles a lot. Darkest Before, Messenger. I wonder what they're going to do with Vigilant Swing. I can see Vigilant Swing getting a buff in the future on its catalyst because of this change. It gives you full auto, it doesn't really give you anything else. So be on the lookout for a Vigilant Swing buff. And I will be looking for that. Vigilant Swing is already a extremely strong weapon. But imagine Messenger full auto with Desperado. That is insane. Yeah, get ready for that. Darkest Before full auto, insane change. In the near future, annual expansions are a good time for system level changes since they get so much more play testing time over the long durations compared to a normal season. We don't like that desire for exotic catalysts is largely driven by orbs of power generation they provide and have something in the works to let players build around that limitation. Weapon differences. If I have 2 Void adaptive hand cannons, one from Ceros Foundry and one from the latest raid, why do I care about one more than the other? The stats tend to be very close, perks can be different, but there are only so many perks. And it's stretched to say perk pools gives the weapon its identity. We've got something shipping on all new reissued weapons in the Witch Queen that addresses this issue directly and are working to expand the same solution to all weapons that drop in the future. We mentioned this in the last patch, that we're not so done with special ammo economy in PvP and have a further tweak coming that should help bring down the amount of special ammo you get floating around. Exotic primary weapons already advanced ammo finder mods much faster, but aren't getting them to feel better in hard PvE content and are adjusting them all to reach this goal. They're making primary kills in Grandmasters more valuable, like more useful. We're adjusting some exotics that consistently top the PvP usage charts in an impressive way. Some had their perks limited to a degree that it's no longer warranted. We're looking at you, Chaperone. Ooh, Rugborn, get ready. Threads of Light is back. Get your beautiful Guardian out. I like the Titan. The Titan looks awesome. Very nice. But Vanquish, Twisty, and Don Simpson. More bounties here. Oh, Benny's doing it. Nice. Yeah, it's just all PC now. It's got a bunch of hot fixes here. Movie of the week. Artists, you got the dregs, pretty cool. Very nice artwork. But that was a lot of information. If you made it this far, bless your heart. You're kind people. While every T.W.A.B leads to the 30th anniversary might not have this much meat on the bone, I can promise they will all have plenty of gravy and stuffing. See you soon, Cosmo. That's a big T.W.A.B. I think pretty much everything just got a buff. Like everything in the patch is a buff. So we'll be getting these buffs on December 7th, so we can really dive deep into these changes. But if you guys like the T.W.A.B here, if you like me doing the T.W.A.B, then just let me know and I'll keep doing them weekly. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever it is. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.